let's go to my kids' school and teach 96 or 7-year-olds all about pizza and how to make pizza. So check this out. In these dough trays, I'm going to show you this, one of the bigger ones. Last night I made loads of dough. Check this out. Look at that. In there is 30 150 gram dough balls, and I've got 3 trays. I've also got an extra 12 just in case. So we have 102 dough balls. Basically, this is for 90 children. There's 3 classes of 30 kids plus teachers. I'm going to go and do them a little demo, and then they're going to go back to their class. I'm supplying them with biodegradable plates, dough and everything like that. I'm going to do a bit of a showcase. I'm going to bring you guys along. Hopefully I can film there. Obviously it's a school. It's my children's school actually. My little girl is actually going to be there in the crowd, so that's pretty cool. She's really been looking forward to this one. So I'm going to tell them a little story about the sort of origins of the kind of pizza I make, and talk to them about the science about what's happening, but in a kid-friendly way inside the dough. And then I'm going to stretch some dough, I'm going to chuck it in the air and do a bit of fun stuff like that, hype them up and then send them back to their class, and basically they're all going to make pizza. And I've made this dough so it can be cooked in the like ovens at school, in the big ovens in the school kitchen. So yeah, come along with me. Let's go. There's a lot of kids coming in. I know you, I know you, I know you, I know you. So my daughter is right centre stage. I see you. That's a lot of kids. Seems like it's more than last time. So no, just looks more. It's pretty intimidating, isn't it, really? Better stretch. Limber up. Are we all here?
Yes, we are all here.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you want me to just kick off?
We are really lucky this morning that we have got Audrey's dad, also known as the piddling pizza man.
That'll do, yeah. You can just call me the pizza man, that's fine. That's what everyone normally calls me.
Show us about how we make a pizza. Put your hands up if you like pizza.
I love my dad.
Oh, that's good. There's a lot of you that like pizza.
You don't like pizza?
Then let's see. Hands up.
No? Okay, cool. Well, that was going to be one of my questions. Who likes pizza? But you know, that's fine. Who likes bread? Yeah. Well, you know that pizza is basically bread. Okay.
With different toppings.
It can be, yeah. Now, do you think pizza was invented in England? No. Do you think it was invented in America? No. Where do you think pizza it comes from?
Italy.
That's right. And the kind of pizza that I like to make comes from a place in Italy called Naples. Okay? Naples, yeah. Yeah, Naples. It's a place in Italy, and it's where, because I make Neapolitan style pizza, okay? And one of my favourite pizzas is the pizza Margherita. Who's had a pizza Margherita? Yeah? So what's on a pizza Margherita? And what else? Audrey, go on in. Tomato sauce. Yeah, anything else? You over there. What else, Katie? There's dough, that's correct, yep. You at the back. Yeah, that's right, there is proteins in it, definitely. There's also, I'll tell you what I'll do, there's tomato. Yeah, that's right, there's basil, there's cheese, and there's the dough. And do you know when the pizza Margherita was first invented? No? So it was back in 1889, which is 137 years ago, okay? And it was first made for the Queen of Italy, Queen Margherita, okay? And she was visiting Naples, and she was tired of having to eat all the French food that she was being served at the time. This was way ages ago, okay? And so there was a pizza maker, and a pizza maker is called a pizziola, okay? And he was at a pizzeria called Pizzeria Brandy. and he had to go and make her some pizzas, and he made her 3 different pizzas. Okay, he made her like a pizza marinara, which is like just tomato, some garlic, some oil, very, very basic. But then one of the ones he made her had tomato, cheese, and basil. And do you know what those 3 things make up? They make up the colours of the Italian flag. Okay, and she... It is a good story, you're right. I've not finished. And basically he called it, it was called the Pizza Margherita, and that's where the Pizza Margherita was born, because it was her favourite pizza, so it was named after the Queen of Italy at the time. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah? And do you know what is in pizza dough? Shout out. Someone shout out one of the things. Flour. There's there's sugar in the flour. No eggs, no. So right, I'll tell you. I shouldn't have asked that question. I'll just tell you. So there's flour, there's water, there's yeast, and there's salt. There's sometimes oil, but not in my dough. So it's just 4 ingredients. Really simple ingredients. And when you make it, when you mix it, like I've done today, okay, you take the flour, you add the water, you add some yeast, and you add some salt, okay? And do you know what the yeast is doing in there? What's it doing?
It makes it bake it.
Well, it basically makes it light and fluffy and makes it grow. Yeast is basically what it does. It's a natural thing. Yeast is everywhere, okay? And what you do is you can get like yeast, and once you add it to the flour and you add water to it, what happens is the yeast suddenly starts to come alive and it starts to have a party. Okay, right? And you can't see it. They're invisible. The yeast is invisible, okay? You can't see it. And what it's doing, it's eating away at all the sugars, because it loves sugar, right? Yeast loves sugar. And there's sugar in flour, okay? Flour has sugar inside it, okay? And the yeast suddenly goes, ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. And it starts eating all the sugars in the dough. And do you know what yeast does when it eats? It burps. Right? So basically your dough, you know when you eat dough or you eat bread and you get, when you have bread and it has those little holes in it, like when you open up a baguette and it's all holy and stuff like that, and when you eat pizza and you crust, it's all light and fluffy. Do you know what that is? It's yeast burps. That's what it is. It's yeasty burps, basically. So the more there is for it to feed on, the more it burps, and that's what makes it nice and light and fluffy, and that's what you want. You want a nice, fluffy, nice, light dough that's nice and easy on your tummy, okay? And the thing is, you can't rush this thing. You can't just go, oh, I want to make a pizza in an hour's time and mix it together. It needs time, okay? Because yeast likes to feed really slowly. If it does it too fast, it's not going to be very tasty and it's going to sit heavy on your stomach, okay? So I've made you all loads of dough. Check this out, right? I've made you, to take back to your class, look at that, all that dough.
You've made 100.
I've made you, I've made 100 dough balls for you guys to come and play with later on. So, but you guys need to know how to stretch the dough, okay? So I'm going to show you how I stretch the dough. I might do a little bit of tricks as well. So what we have here, this is flour, okay? And I use a flour called semolina flour. This one's really good for stretching the dough in, okay? And I've got some dough here. Now these dough balls are a little bit bigger. You have a look at these ones. I've got a few in here, they're massive. It kind of, yeah, they look like big eyeballs. So what I'm going to do is your teacher's going to do this for you, because this bit's quite difficult, getting the dough balls out. But I'm just going to cut one out and then I'll show you. So this is the dough ball. I'm going to put it upside down, okay? And I'm going to put the lid back on. So can you see the little bubbles in the dough? Can you see it back there? Can you see? So that's all those yeasty little burps. That's the yeast. It's eating on the sugar and it's burped out those little bits. So all of those little bubbles is nice little trapped air inside the dough. And that's what's going to make it really light and really tasty, okay? So what we're going to want to do, you guys are going to have a plate. Everyone's going to get a plate. No, these are actually made of sugar. Okay, they're sugar canes. You can't eat them. No, they're not. You can't eat these ones. And what you're going to do is you're going to stretch your dough on the plate or on some grease-proof paper. That's really hard to say. And then the chefs are going to cook it for you later. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So what we want to do, we want to use 3 fingers in each hand, and you're going to put them together like this. Can you do that for me? All put your hands together like that. Okay. And then we're going to get on our dough. And I'm going to push down on the dough, and I'm pushing the air towards the crust, okay? If you have a look at that, you see I've pushed it towards the crust. So I'm going to push it, and then you're going to need to do it the other way. So you're going to need to work the other way. So I like to pick it up and I just spin it round, okay? And then I'm going to push the air towards the crust until you've got your round. Now, that's enough for you guys. But I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? So I do it how the Neapolitan way is, how the classic way. So what I do is I take this, I swipe away this excess flour, and this might be quite fast. So what I do is I slap it down, and then I give it a pull, and I go back like this, and I do it again, and I keep doing it until I get the round. And you see that? Can you see like the dough? It's nice and round. And then what you can do, you can throw it in there. And you can throw it even higher. And then... Now, shall I show you it again? Shall I show you it again? I'll show you it again. Well, we'll do another one. We'll do another one. And this one I'll do a little bit different. Oh, so you see the bubbles in this one? This one's got even more bubbles. You see that? Yeah, I dropped a bit of flour. The thing is, when you make pizza, when you make pizza, flour goes everywhere. You get coated in flour. Okay, it's just the way it is. So this one, I'm going to push the air towards that crust, make that nice crust, spin it round, do it again. My fault. So, a few ways in which you can do this actually. I'll show you. There's a way, it's called there's the DJ method, where you're like a DJ. You know what a DJ does? Yeah, and they mix music. You can do that. And there's another one you can do. This one's called driving the car. Okay, it's like you're driving a car. And then there's, I haven't really got a word for this one, but it's just back of the knuckles. And you just let gravity, this is the gravity one, and you just let gravity do it for you. Okay, and that's probably the best one for you, just like that, and it will just, gravity will just stretch it on its own. And that's perfect, okay? So, up like that. I mean, if you're a bit advanced, you can just do things like this, and you can just stretch it, and you stretch it, and you stretch it. Should I see how high I can get this one? Yeah? Should we go really high? You ready? Oh! I ripped it. Right. Shall I show you a couple of tricks? Yeah? So this one, so you can do this, you can do this. This. Like that. We can go back. Now, I'll do that again in a minute. Let me show you. Okay, so when you're making pizza, what you need to remember, because you're all going to be pizza makers today, okay? You're all going to make your own pizza. That's really cool. Okay, what you need to remember is it's not just you. You've got all these little yeasty little friends, little microbes in there, little micro things helping you along the way, okay? All right, so you're not alone. You got all that. You can't see them, but they're there. And they're helping you make delicious pizza, okay? So let's make... Shall I see how big I can make this one? Yeah? Because this one is a big one. You ready? Yeah, you ready? Yeah? Should we go? Okay, here we go. Oh, I put a hole in it. Oh. One more. Okay. So this one. Hopefully, I don't drop this one because this one's Mrs. Foley's lunch. So if I drop this one on the floor, we're ruined. Okay. Ooh. Ready? Should I go again? What are we gonna do? Oh no! So that's it. Lunch ruined. Never mind. So, do you all know what? No, not at all. Do you all know the kind of pizzas that you're going to make today? Yeah? You all got a plan? You all going to have fun? Yeah? You all going to tell me on the playground later? Oh no, I'm not going to see you later on because you're doing singing club. Yeah. Tomorrow morning you're going to tell me how they tasted, yeah? Because I'll be there. No? Oh, okay, then never mind. I tell you the other thing. So the other thing that is important. So I'm going to cut. So pizza dough. Also, when you're making yours, it can be quite sticky. Okay, right? And you see it. You see that? It's stuck to my. Look, it's stuck to my finger. You see that? See, it's stuck. And this is where flour is important. Okay. If I put a little bit of flour on that now, right? If I put it upside down in that, it's not sticking. It's not sticky anymore. So just make sure that you use enough flour to make it so the dough balls aren't sticky. And what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to try and do this or do this or do that. Okay? No juggling, all right? Okay? Did I drop one? Oh no. Right, here we go. Shall I see if I can make ceiling pizza? We'll have to, right, and that is it. Right, we're done. I think that's enough. Yeah? Yeah. No worries. Piped them up.